back to Lauren the Solution Live. If this is your first time here on my channel, I sit down with entrepreneurs like you and I, and we discuss success from failures to where we are now today, and hopefully it'll help you in whatever your entrepreneur journey is. Before we do get started, I have to shout out our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Apex Podcasting Solutions. Your experience, our expertise. If you are dreaming of starting a podcast, start with Apex Podcasting Solution, which is a beautiful studio that we are in today. And the second sponsor for the day is the Merge Team, because this episode we have one of our preferred loan officers, which is Nicole Lambros. Hey, Nicole.
Hello. How are you, Lauren?
I'm good.
I am
Welcome,
so
girl.
excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. You're so
Absolutely.
much fun. I'm excited about this one because I'm a realtor. You're a loan officer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a loan officer is, you want to tell us?
Yes. So a loan originator or a loan officer, what we do is we help you determine what your monthly budget is on what you want to spend on a monthly mortgage payment. We get you qualified and we get you out house shopping with, you know, a realtor like Lauren, who's absolutely amazing and wonderful.
Thank you.
And we help you close on your home and make your dreams come true.
Awesome. So what inspired you to be a loan originator? Because that's, you know, it's on the fence of, do I want to be a realtor or do I want to be a loan officer? So what made you choose the financing side of it?
So I kind of fell into it. I have an older brother who used to own a mortgage company long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a receptionist at his office. And, you know, licensing requirements were a lot different back in the days, right? And so answering the phones, I would listen to these loan officers talking to clients and people, and I just felt like they weren't getting the quality that they deserved.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is something that I would be really good at and really love.
Mm-hmm.
And I just picked it up and I learned from mistakes that I'd watch people make and kind of got myself into it. I was basically self-taught, and I just smoked it from the very beginning of my early 20s, and I absolutely love it, and I haven't stopped since then.
Nice.
I love it. I love helping people. I love seeing people in homes. I believe that everybody should have home ownership. There are so many benefits, whether it's financial, whether it's family, living in a good neighborhood, being in good schools, having a place to celebrate your holidays, having your memories, just having that safe roof over your head, that safe haven, you know, when you put your head on your pillow at night, and just having that. Everybody deserves that.
Yeah.
Everybody does. And that's what I'm here to do. And I just love that.
Yeah. A place that you can call your own is definitely important, especially how rent is right now today. It's like,
Absolutely.
why not put that into your own?
I mean, there's so many benefits to being a homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this?
Oh my gosh. I would say we're ticking on the 25th year here.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going into 25, and it's crazy because it's like blown away in a day.
Yeah.
I feel like I started a day ago, and, you know, for some reason my brain knows the guidelines like the back of my hand. You know, I can navigate a file. I can, you know, help a client who may be a little bit challenged, walk them through the steps. And if somebody actually listens to me and does what they're supposed to do, they end up closing on their home.
Absolutely. So speaking of challenges, what is one of the challenges that you face daily being a loan officer?
I would say, you know, there are all of these internet companies out there that will promise you the world. I would say a lot of the loan officers aren't really, I hate to say this, but there's a lot of people out there that aren't trained, that don't have the experience, and they will issue these pre-approval letters, and these poor people are going and putting offers on properties, spending money on home inspections, spending money on appraisals, and then all of a sudden I'm getting a phone call. Hey, Nicole, I have a Hail Mary file. Can you save the day? But I need you to close in like 5 days.
Miracle worker.
Yeah, literally, like, I call myself the Hail Mary mortgage lender because I take files over constantly. And, you know, I want people to have the best experience when they're purchasing a home, because it's a really positive thing, and it's like in the top 5 in life, and you want to make it a happy experience. I don't want people to be nervous or afraid. I want you to be happy. I want you to be excited. I want you to be able to feel comfortable enough to tell me things, because the more I know about my clients, the better their transaction is and the more smooth it is. So, you know, that I would say would be the biggest challenge right now is people getting pre-approved when they're not quite ready or they're given incorrect information. I'd say the sign of the times lately, from what I've been seeing, is that
It definitely happens.
Yeah, it happens more than normal. You know, there is something to say about experience. And there is different qualities in my profession, just like your profession too. I mean, there are millions of realtors out there. There's millions of loan officers out there. But you want to find somebody who has quality
And knowledge.
Who also leads with their heart and cares, you know, and that's just to me speaks volumes. I know when somebody cares about me and when somebody doesn't, you know, and I truly care about my clients. I love them. They're my babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like us over here at the Merge team, shout out Carmelita.
Yes.
We operate the same way, right? Because I'm not going to move someone into a home that I know I wouldn't live in or a neighborhood I don't think I would raise a family in. So it's kind of the same, like just having those, you know, qualities that, you know, possess to rub off on other people. Now, you did mention other loan officers being knowledgeable, right? So what qualifications and what certificates do you even need to be a loan originator?
Well, you have to test, okay? And you have to you have to go through the NMLS, and you have to take a certain amount of continuing education, and, you know, there's all sorts of things that you have to do. But, you know, in my opinion, I feel like time in the industry through the ups and downs, through the highs and lows is really, you know, just super important because we understand how this current environment operates. You know, like if you're working, and I'm not saying that like a new loan officer isn't good. They just don't have the experience. They don't understand how to navigate different markets sometimes, you know, and just having that experience and being able to say, hey, you know, this is how things work, and this is where we're at, and this is why this issue's happening. And if you can break that down for people and explain that, it just makes a big difference for them.
Definitely. So times have definitely changed, right, in the mortgage industry.
Definitely.
So with all the technology and all of the interest rates declining, you know, and just bouncing around, how has everything changed, like in the last few years? Has it changed for the better? Has it changed for the worse? Because AI is like trying to take over everything.
I know it is. I just don't think that AI can underwrite a human being. You know, like that's where you still need that personal touch with a human, like to understand the situation.
Yeah.
I don't think AI is where it needs to be able to understand a person's situation and explain things. AI is only going to look at the black and white part of the file. It's not going to look at the gray areas. And that's where someone like me can come in and explain things, because it's all about documenting and explaining in my industry. And if you can document and explain and something makes sense, then it's a doable deal. And if it doesn't, well, then maybe we need to do some credit repair, or, you know, maybe you need to be at your job a little bit longer, or maybe you need some savings, or maybe you need some grant money, or you need this or you need that, you know. So that's where, you know, I think the big difference is with AI and just having that human touch and having those feelings and being able to help people and lead them and be their leader and give them, you know, the good basis of what they need to be able to buy a home.
Yeah. So speaking of credit repair, so what do you say to people out there that think credit repair can be a scam? Or because I've heard a loan officer tell me, you can't take that off your credit because when you get to closing, it's going to show anyway. Or don't do this. Like, so what do you say to those naysayers who aren't really knowledgeable on the credit repairing process?
Well, first of all, I'm a big believer in credit repair. The company that I refer my clients to, I've been working with for 10 plus years. I use Nationwide Credit Solutions. I know the owner personally. I've done his personal mortgages. I trust him. He is wonderful. So what he does is he looks for inaccuracies on credit reports. And let me tell you something, there are a lot of inaccuracies on credit reports. And he helps clients dispute things properly so that when he does dispute the inaccuracies, he does them the correct way so that they don't get put back onto the credit. He's absolutely amazing, but I'm going to say this about credit repair. It doesn't get cleaned up in a night. It's a process. And if you quit the process before you're supposed to, you don't get the results that you would get. So credit repair, I'd say, could take up to 3 to 6 months, but it's better than never being able to buy, get things straightened out. It's very important to pay your bills on time. You know, put your stuff on auto pay. This is what I tell my clients. At least pay the minimum payment so that the credit is being paid. And if you want to pay extra, typically most of our credit cards are on apps on our phones now.
Yeah.
You can go in and you can pay a little bit extra, but at least get the minimum payments paid on time so that you show track of paying. Most people aren't going to miss $20 from their bank account monthly. You know, it's not going to make or break your life. So make sure that you pay those monthly bills on time. And as a lender, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency. We want to see that you can save money, because that's a way that we know you can make your mortgage payment. We want to see that you pay your bills, you know, so that we know that you're going to make your mortgage payment.
Yeah. So I agree, because a lot of people don't know that legally you do have a right to dispute anything on your credit report.
Oh, absolutely. But you want to do it in the correct way.
In the correct way.
Yeah. And you know, we're all busy. We're all living our lives. There are professionals that know how to work on credit and look for inaccuracies. And if you can, you know, find people that you trust in that industry, which I have found, you know, then it's a no-brainer. I don't want to deal with it.
That's what I run into when clients come and we try to get them pre-approved, and they're like, oh, but my credit, and we're like, oh, you can do this, you know, giving them options that a loan officer may have given them, and then they're just scared. So for the people that are scared to like even attempt to work on their credit, what do you say to them?
Bruises heal, girlfriend.
That's right.
Okay, it's a bruise.
Yeah.
They don't sit on there for your entire life, and you can turn it around in 6 to 12 months. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and you can fix that. It's not like, it's not the end of your life. You can even file bankruptcy and, you know, start over, and there's things that you can do. You know, we all have to just learn from the past and move on. You don't want to continue to keep making the same mistake over again. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's a definition of insanity. You want to take what you learned and you want to improve yourself and grow, right? Right. And just learn new habits and maybe set your stuff up on automatic pay. Like, some people just don't know that, and they just need to be taught, you know, and they just need to be educated. Not everybody's mom and dad teach them those things, you know?
Because when you know better, you do better.
Yeah, exactly.
So, speaking of mom and dads, you're a mom.
Yes, I am.
So, what does the day in the life of a loan originator look like? Like, what is that like? Because your phone, as a realtor, I know my phone never stops ringing.
It never
emails
stops.
Never stop going. The texts never stop going.
Never.
And then boom, somebody wants to have a party. So it's always something. And then, so what is that like for you?
Well, so you're gonna laugh at me, but like, I have 2 daughters, right? I had a baby on a Sunday, and I went to work on Tuesday 2 times. I was literally having contractions, sending out pre-approval letters. I'm not even kidding you. I swear to God, I was bent over my bed having contractions, and I was like, I just got to get these 2 letters out. I mean, like, my job was my first baby for many, many years. I didn't have babies till later on. So my career has kind of been my first child that I've loved on. So it's a career that I would never give up. Now, like, I'm teaching my daughters great work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that every woman should try to have a career if they want, you know, and have control of their lives. And I'm teaching my daughters that, you know, and I feel like having kids has made me even better at my job, you know, because I feel like I have become more maternal and more kind and caring and loving in ways now that I have kids, and it's rolled over into my business and has made me even better at what I do. And honestly, like, my girls, like, you know, sometimes you might hear them say, hi, in the phone, but I'm listening to you. I mean, you know, that's just part of life. But I honestly feel like I'm more successful because it drives me to be more successful, because I want to take care of my kids, and I want them to look at mommy and say, hey, I could do it just like my mom. I want to be an example. I want to be a role model for women and girls, and I just want to keep pushing, you know.
Same, because no matter what what happens in life, life is gonna life, but you got to keep going.
Yeah, we have our ups and our downs, you know, and we can do what we want with it. And I choose to make myself more successful. You know, I'm kind of like one of those underdogs. When something really bad happens to me, I just push through and I learn from it, and I become better from it.
That's right. So
yeah.
long as a lesson is being learned, I'm a firm
Yeah.
believer then.
Yeah.
It's okay. I went through it, but I learned a lot.
God only gives you what you can handle, girlfriend.
That's right.
And I have to say, in my lifetime, I've been given a lot, and I've jumped over a lot of hurdles, and I've learned a lot from it, and I'm really grateful for it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing on you.
Well, thank you.
So you have a busy life, a day-to-day busy life, but you also have a team, right?
I have the most amazing team. Okay.
Yes.
I have the most amazing team. I love my people. They're like my family. I
Yeah.
spend more time with people from work than I do at home sometimes. And it's just, those are my people. I love them. I literally, if they needed a kidney transplant, I'd give them one of my kidneys. Like, I
Yeah.
love them that way. Like, those are my people. Those are my friends. I've really made some wonderful friends in my industry. We can relate to each other. You know, I have an amazing team. And to be able to have the production that I have, you need a good team. You
do.
need a rock solid team. And
You
I
do.
have that, and I love that about them. They're my people, and I'm super grateful for all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Because my team is small. Your team is a little larger than Carmelita and I, but we are a great match.
Yes, you are.
And we are coming for the top spot at Infinity Properties.
Yes, girl.
But being on the team is amazing because you do need that support sometimes
Yeah.
in business. So for you, how hard was it to pick like the perfect team?
Oh, it
because
takes a while to get there. Like
Yeah.
I said, I've been in the industry for 25 years.
Because I know it's some days
So-
you like, I don't want to do this team stuff anymore. I know you've had those days, right?
Well, like, so the production that I bring in is my production, but they help assist with my clients. You know, I've got Sammy, my business development manager.
Sammy.
I love that girl. She's like a ray of sunshine.
Yes.
You know, and then I have Matt. He is my pre-approval manager,
Yes.
and he has amazing knowledge in mortgage lending, which is super important. So him and I navigate files together. Then I have Maggie. She is my LOA, who's amazing. She is so efficient and so organized. So she helps me with clients and getting updated documents while their loan's approved. And then I have Lori, my processor. Lori and I have been working together for, 11 years now.
Wow.
And I absolutely love that woman, and I respect her because she's had so many years in mortgage lending. She's very knowledgeable. She's very kind. She's very caring. She's such a sweet human being, and we all just work together, but we do have meetings. I mean, we stay on top of our files. We meet as a team. We meet every Monday, and then in the mornings, Maggie, Matt, and Lori meet daily for 15 minutes to go over
nice.
files. So we stay very organized, and we have a pipeline that we all share. And just the way that we run the office is very regimented, which is super important
It
to stay
is.
organized. It's very important to stay organized for our clients to have the best experience possible. We have to hit those closing dates. You know, we want to make sure that everybody's communicated with. We do weekly updates to all parties in the transaction, buyer's agent, listing agent, real estate attorneys, if there are any attorneys or whoever is a party of this transaction. We keep them updated on all milestones, and we check in with the clients at least 2 times a week. So everybody is very communicated with. And I feel like when you've got communication lines open in transactions, it makes it fun.
Yeah.
It makes it happy. It makes it positive. And, you know, being in the industry for such a long time now, when people see my pre-approval letters, they're like, oh, it's Nicole, it's Lambros.
Yeah.
She's all good. We know we're going to close. So sometimes they will take an offer over a higher offer because they know I'm the loan officer and they know my reputation in the industry, and they know that I will close their transaction with open lines of communication and make it very positive and happy for everyone. So just even having that behind you when you're in a multiple offer situation speaks volumes.
It does.
It's really important.
Yeah, because one thing on the realtor side is we look to have a smooth transaction.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to have to, and what I do like about you and your team is I don't really have to, I don't have to track you guys down.
No.
You're sending text messages top of the morning,
Yeah.
midday, reminding me like, hey, I reached out to this person. And that's great because it's like, just like you got all these deals going on, we do as well. And it's like, when you communicate, it's like, okay, I know I'm going to have a smooth transaction. And I know the other agent on the other end, whether they're the listing agent or whatever role they're playing, they're looking for the same thing. So that's true. And when they see that name, they're going to be like, oh, just go with them. know.
Yeah, they're like,
we're not gonna have to worry about
we
appraisals
know
being
when
ordered.
Nicole issues a pre-approval
Yeah.
letter, it's basically an underwritten loan. I run everything through our automated underwriting system. Like, I don't mess around. I have people's documentation.
Yeah.
I have their verifications of employment. Like, I'm not going to send somebody shopping if I don't know that they can
Yes.
close on their loan, you know? And as far as like our credit challenged borrowers or people that have issues, I help them with plans on what they need to do. And I also update the agents so you don't lose those clients as well.
And that's important.
It is really
So how
important.
do you feel about HOAs?
Oh, well, it can be interesting sometimes,
Yes.
you know, depending on like you've got your PUDs, right? So you just have an HOA that takes care of like landscaping and like the entrances. So that's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But then when you have your condominiums and your homeowners associations, they're all different. Sometimes you have self-managed ones.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like those are almost better to deal with because you can actually talk to a human being and you don't have to go through an online system to order your documents, you know, which can delay closings quite a bit, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
even when you put a rush on your request for the condo questionnaires. But, you know, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have taken a different stance on condos after. Do you remember a few years back when that condo building fell down in Florida? So anytime there's any deferred maintenance on buildings, it's become a major hot spot. Okay, so it's very important to verify that there's no deferred maintenance on the building. I mean, every building has maintenance. I just had a closing last week where the condo association was in the process of putting a new roof on, and we needed to know that it wasn't deferred maintenance. It wasn't deferred maintenance because everybody has to repair, you know, or put a new roof on. Like these are normal maintenance things, and we had a really hard time getting the association to even respond to us. You know, on top of taking about 4 weeks to even fill out the condo questionnaire that the client had to pay $500 for to have filled out. It is a lot. So, you know, HOAs can be a lot, but you have to know how to deal with them. You have to know how to work with them. You have to have that open line of communication. And for those listing agents that are listing those condos, make sure you know who the association is. You know, make sure that there's a budget in place. You know, there has to be at least 10% in reserves for the operating income for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You know, there has to be certain things. So it's really important when you're listing those things, check those out. Check out what you got so you know what kind of buyer needs.
That you need to look for.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're out here fishing with no bait on the net.
Exactly.
And it's like now we're at a standstill.
Know your information when you're dealing with HOAs. Yeah. And as a buyer's agent, ask those questions, you know.
That's one thing that we definitely ask, like when dealing with condos, because we have a lot of investors and they all go for the condos.
Well, we just recently had a transaction where you were on the listing side and I had the buyer with another agent from your office, and we closed that without any issues.
Englandwood,
Yeah, because you had the information.
Right. So it really can be simple, but a lot of agents and loan officers, they're not privy to even what to do in the sense of a condo.
Yeah, they don't know the information.
Questionnaire, answering simple questions, you know, to not raise any red flags or extend it. But
well, you know, as a listing agent on a condo, you want to call the association and ask these questions, or you know, have the real estate attorney do some research. And,
before you even put it out there.
Yeah,
agreed. So for you, what is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about loan officers? Besides you're a financial miracle worker.
Biggest misconceptions about loan officers. It's a tough one, I kind of think. I mean, I'm a human being. I do have to sleep at night, so when you text me at 2 in the morning, I do not hear because I'm sleeping. No, we're not Amazon Prime. We have to eat and sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want quality, you get what you pay for. You know, if you want to go to an internet lender, you know, and you know, a lot of time, like I had a situation where I had a client, I was working with them, We already had his loan approved in underwriting. And he's like, oh, I feel like I need to go shopping and check out where rates are at. So he did. And he comes back to me with his loan estimate. And I look at it. The rate was slightly lower than the rate I was giving him. But they were charging him $21,000 in discount points. I was not even near that cost, right? So when I saw it, I started to laugh. And I was like, hey, do you realize that they were charging you $21,000, right? We're not all the same, you know, and to me, that's just like highway robbery. That's gouging. Like, you really need to educate your borrowers.
See, that comes with knowing what a discount point even is. So
like,
you
teach
tell
them
us what a discount point is?
So
because
when it comes to interest rates, you can have pretty much within reason what you want, but you will have to pay for it, right? Everything costs money. So nothing is for free. And I would say over the last 3 years, it kind of became the norm standard to charge discount points for interest rates. So like when you go shopping online and you're looking at like 6.125, that rate is going to cost anywhere between 1 to 2 points right now, okay, on a 30-year fixed loan.
Right.
So, you know, you have to figure out, you have to look at that rate and you have to say, well, first of all, how long am I going to stay in this house, right? What kind of market are we in? Are rates going to be coming down in the near future? Probably, most likely. I'm really hoping that they do. I really do believe that they will. And you have to figure out what the cost is for that rate and what the recapture period is on that rate. And that's what I do with my clients. I educate them. Instead of taking a 6.125, maybe I should take a 6 1/4 or 6.375. My payment's only $30 more a month, but guess what? At the closing table, I'm coming with $4,000 less than I would have.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm going to refinance in 6 to 12 months, you know? And on top of it, when I go to refinance that client, I don't have to put them into another 30-year fixed loan. I can put them into a 29-year loan or a 28-year loan. I can design the loan around them so they don't continue to keep paying interest over and over and over again. And if they're already comfortable in that mortgage payment, maybe I'll put them in a 25-year or a 20-year and save them hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. You know, and that's where a smart loan officer comes into play versus an order taker. I am not an order taker. I'm an educator, and I educate my clients and teach them. And that's what's important. And I want to keep dollars in their pocket, and I want to set them up with a great, you know, financial planner that I personally use. I love my girl, Stacy. She has a heart of gold, and she is so smart. I love her, and I love supporting women in the industry, and I highly support her, trust her with my own personal finances, and I love and adore her. She's great. So it's like I've kind of built myself a nice, you know, team along the way of referral partners that I work with.
I think you have an amazing team, and that's good that you're able to delegate your clients to those other team members, whether it's credit, a financial strategist, whatever it is. Because home buying is one of the biggest purchases that an individual will make in their life, because that's what's said.
I agree. And one thing I do have to say is, although my clients are working with the team in my office, they don't lose me. I stay with you throughout the entire transaction. I'm here to answer your phone calls and text messages. I am not the president of the United States of America. I am normal. I pick up phone calls. I had a listing agent call me up this morning. She's never talked to me. She's like, it's such a good sign that you answered my call. Like, I always do. Like, I love talking. You call me up, I will chit chat all day long with you. Like, it's just my love language is talking. And like, you know, I love to talk to people, and I'm really good at keeping people calm and explaining things in ways that you'll understand it, because, you know, I do this all of the time, but my clients don't do this all of the time. So you have to understand where they're coming from, and it's very nerve-wracking and it's very scary. And you have to be able to explain things to people so they understand it in their own ways. And everybody's going to be different than another.
Yeah, because the home buying process is kind of scary for someone who's never
I personally think going to the dentist is scarier, but hey, when I was a kid, I used to lock myself in the car.
Oh my goodness. It's like, I'm not getting out.
I'm like, I'm not going. I'd rather get a mortgage than go to the dentist. But, you know, sorry, dentist, but, you know.
So what do you say about, right now it's a talk that they may take mortgages up to 50 years instead of 30. Do you think that'll happen?
I mean, we've had them in the past. Would I suggest them? No. No.
And what about the interest rates right now?
I think that they're on a decline. I don't think that we're going to see a straight line where they go bam down and dip.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to kind of go down a little bit, kind of coast, maybe pop up a little, go down a little bit. So you just kind of got to strike at the right time with a lock and kind of hang in and wait if you're looking to refinance. When I'm pre-approving my clients now, you know, I make sure that they're in a payment that they feel comfortable with where it is now. I'm not going to say to you, well, hey, you know, rates are at like 6.25% right now, but I think they'll be at 5%. And this is, you know, no, are you good in this payment right now?
Right now.
Yeah. You feel good in it? Like you feel comfortable? Let's talk about your budget. Let's figure out where you want to be. I still want you to be able to go on vacation. I still want you to be able to go out to dinner. I still want you to be able to save money. You know,
and that's important because some people buy a house and now their house broke.
No, I'm not going to let that happen to my clients. No.
That's amazing because some people don't even care. They just going to throw you in there like, you get in there and figure it out.
You know, I mean, if people don't want to listen to me, I can't control people and make them do things I say, but I want to give you realistic expectations and advice in life. I've bought and sold properties myself, and, you know, I've got my own experience too, and I want to be honest with you, and I want to educate you, and I want what's best for you and your family, and I want you to be able to build
enjoy it.
Life and, you know, have a retirement and, you know, all of those things.
So right now, what are the interest rates?
It depends, you know. FHA, you're probably looking around low 6s to high 5s. Conventional, anywhere between 6 and an 8 to 6.5, depending. And those are based off of 30-year fixed interest rates. You know, if you're looking at 20, 15 years, you're looking below 6 right now.
Nice. So do you think right now is a good time to buy?
I do. And let me tell you why I think it's a good time to buy. Number one, it's the fall going into winter. And people get a little scared right now. So you can negotiate. You can negotiate closing costs. I think this is the best time to buy, in my personal opinion. I think between like September all the way up until March, you can get seller paid closing costs. You can get houses for less than what's listed. You know, you're not in as many multiple offer situations depending on the area that you're looking in. So in my opinion, I think right now is an amazing time to buy. What I'm worried about is when rates do drop, prices probably will go up, right? You know, and I hate to say this silly line, but you could date the rate, marry the house situation, because you can always refinance that home later on to drop that payment. You know, so yeah, right now is a great time to buy because I know when rates come down, prices are going to go up, you know.
So for people that are scared to buy and they're like, oh, I don't have any money, like how am I going to be able to afford the down payment? So do you want to tell us what a down payment assistance plan looks like?
I have a first-time home buyer program in-house, right? So it's a 3% down conventional loan where we will give you 2% towards your down payment up to $4,500, and then we also have an additional $2,700 towards closing costs depending on where your income limit is. So I literally have clients coming into closing, my first time home buyer babies that I love because that's just me. I love my first time home buyer babies. I love them. And on some of these programs, you don't even have to be a first time home buyer, to be honest. There's, you know, depending on where the guidelines are. But I literally have clients coming in with less than 1%, and we get seller pay closing costs, and we kind of create our own down payment assistance, and you don't have to pay that money back. You don't have a payment on that money. There's ways to put a deal together the right way, and it's a no-brainer because guess what? In 6 months when those rates come down, or 12 months, I'm going to refinance you, and you don't have to pay that money back to me, right? There are also other grants in Illinois that we offer, but a lot of those grants you have to pay back. So if they want to drop their rate, they have to pay back that money. So I really try to utilize that one. And then I also have 100% financing with an FHA program where you can finance your 3.5% down. And, you know, we've got all sorts of wonderful things going on. So you don't need $1 million to buy a house.
Yeah, that's one big misconception I think people have. And that's why a lot of people are scared to even exercise, you know, the possibilities that are out there for them.
Yeah.
So do you advise against the programs that make you pay them back or put a second mortgage on your house? What do you say about that?
I don't, because, you know, sometimes that's what you have to do, you know, and if you buy in the right area and your value goes up, I mean, I don't think it's a bad program. You know, I just try to fit the clients into the best program possible that fits them. Yeah. I don't think that they're bad programs. Some programs are better than others, but not everybody qualifies for the same thing. Like, I can look at 100 credit reports a day, and every single credit report and every single client situation is different than another. So everybody's going to have different categories on different things that they fit the best into.
I always say that it's definitely situational. So you just mentioned the right time to buy would typically be now.
It's my favorite time.
Yeah.
It is.
So when deals fall through or, you know, the time slow down, because that's basically what a lot of people are experiencing, that slow season. So how do you stay motivated and grounded during those seasons? I don't know. Do you even have
harder.
a slow season?
I work even harder. Sometimes some of my busiest months are like December. Like, I close like 20, 25, 30 deals in December. I mean, it's crazy. And you've got all these holidays, and, you know, we still manage to have some crazy rocking Decembers.
Yeah.
So who doesn't want a house for Christmas? I'm here to help you get in your home for Christmas. I will come and help you put your Christmas tree up because I am the Christmas tree lady.
And
yes, I have 5 Christmas trees because I'm crazy.
You have 5 Christmas trees?
I have 5 Christmas trees. I love Christmas.
I'm struggling.
Christmas.
I love Christmas, but I'm struggling to put my one tree up. I'd rather just go to my mom's house.
I already
she
have
probably
my
got
Christmas
like
tree
3
up. I literally put it up before Halloween. Just one of them so far. And, like, I'm going to start getting them all up now because I love Christmas.
Do you have, like, themes on your trees?
I do. Yeah. So my girls have a pink tree. All of their ornaments are pink, right?
I knew it.
Yeah. And then I've got the family tree with the old family ornaments. And then I have another Christmas tree, and it's these, like, twinkly lights. And I literally have an app on my phone that does, like, shows on there. It's crazy insane.
The tree?
Yeah.
You got to send me a recording of that.
It's crazy. I love this tree. Like, I'm obsessed. That's the one my old tree died on me, and it was like this cool fiber optic tree, but it was always hard to hang my ornaments on. So I found this twinkly light one that does the same shows, and it's easier to get my I love this thing. Like, it's insane. This tree is, like, insane. And then I have my vacation tree. I always buy an ornament on a vacation.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I have my vacation tree. And then I have my snowman tree. That's the one that goes in my office.
Oh.
At my home office. I put it in. So, yeah, I have 5 trees. I'm crazy. I have a lot of ornaments.
No,
my husband's amazing to put up with me. But yeah.
You guys seem like y'all have a fun time at home.
We do.
I'm sure.
You gotta make it fun. What's life if you don't have fun? If you don't live, you don't laugh, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of fun, how do you stay innovative in this industry now today, right? Because everything is TikTok, social media, you got to make a reel, you know, you got to stay engaged in what's going on now. So how do you do that?
So, number one, I like to educate people, but I like to make it fun. Okay. Sammy, my business development manager, who's my little guru, is always online doing something fun. She's my little AI queen. It's super important now. People aren't going to only look you up on Google. People are going to start looking you up on AI, and we've already got a handle on that. And let me tell you something, because I love my realtors, we are helping agents with their Google pages. We are helping them with their AI, getting them onto AI. Like, we do so much more than just working with the clients. We offer our agents wonderful education. We have so much going on in our office. We have classes for realtors. We have so many beautiful things going on where we want to help elevate you. We want to take you to the next level. We want to show you what we've learned that's worked for us and what hasn't worked for us. We like to have groups get together. I mean, there's so much that we're doing. We're working on putting a panel together. Nice. I mean, we have so much going on at all times. I mean, Sam and I are like, she is the marketing version of me on the extensive knowledge that I have in the mortgage lending industry. She's got it in the marketing side. Nice. So it's
That's
like
a good match.
Yeah, you go out to dinner with Sam and I, and we're like, and people sometimes may get overwhelmed by us, but we have a lot of energy that we bring to the table together, and we're just a lot of fun, you know.
And I think it's needed, because that brings me to my next question. Because it is a competitive market, how do you keep those relationships with, like, realtors and even new clients that come to you without a realtor? Like, how do you sustain those relationships?
Let me tell you something. I get a lot of referrals from past clients, a lot, and I'm so grateful for all my past clients. Like, I absolutely love and adore them. And I have made some amazing friends with my past clients.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, some of my best friends that I love and adore are my realtors that I've worked with for 10 plus years. Like, literally, they're like family to me. I love them. I've created these wonderful relationships with these people.
You have.
And it's so nice to be able to work with your friends. At this point in my career, I get to work with my friends. I get to choose who I work with.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And, you know, I didn't quite feel like that 15 years ago, you know, but now at this point in my career, I get to work with my friends. I have bonded with these people. We have been through it all together. We love each other. We respect each other, you know, and that's where I'm at in my career. And I'm still building and adding new relationships and new people. And, you know, I'd say I got a good 20 years left in me, so.
Probably more, Nicole, because you are.
I don't know. I might be
you're
on a
high
beach.
energy.
I might be on a beach in Florida drinking a margarita in 20 years, getting a suntan, okay? It just depends on where my girls end up, but I definitely will end up in Florida at some point on a beach having some fun.
That's the dream retirement spot?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some family that lives there that I love dearly, and they're like my people, so eventually I'll be there. I am licensed in Florida, just so you know, and Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, so all the surrounding states, and we help everybody all over the place.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So for a loan officer, for the pay structure, right? Because I know for a realtor, you know, once we close the deal, okay, we get a check. How does it work for you?
Loan officers are W-2'd. We're not 1099'd.
Wow.
Okay, so they stopped 1099ing loan officers in like the 80s, the early 80s. I'm not sure what had happened. There was like some bill that passed or something. So loan officers are W-2'd employees. We are also commissioned like realtors as well, but we are W-2'd. So it's a little bit different. Our pay structure is different. We make basis points on our files. So so no matter what rate I lock my client into, I make the same basis points no matter what. Our basis points aren't as high as what your commissions are as a real estate agent, so we don't necessarily make as much money as realtors, but we are commission employees, and it's based off of basis points, not percentages.
Wow. Okay. So for someone who is thinking about becoming a loan officer, what advice would you give them? Where do you think they should start?
So back in the days, I kind of started out as a receptionist assistant. I got my feet wet, watched other people, paid attention, watched what I didn't want to do, and watched what I did want to do. I watched people fumble and make mistakes, and I was like, you know, I don't really want to do that. Or maybe I made a mistake and I only made it once, and I learned from it, you know. But I feel like starting out as an LOA or some type of assistant or an opener or something, like if you want to get in this industry, you really got to learn from the best. If you really want to be good, and you've really got to pay attention and know your guidelines.
Yeah, I agree. Because before I became a realtor, I worked at a property management company, and I was a leasing agent in New York City. So I'm like, let me see if this is something I even want to do. And then I went to work for the Hilton Grand Vacations selling timeshares. And I was just a receptionist there. I didn't even actually sell anything. But I was like, oh, this looks fun.
But you watched it, right?
Yeah.
You learned. Like, did you get phone calls from people that were, like, frantic or upset, and you had to deal with it? And, like,
they would come right to my desk and just I'm like, okay, I think I can do this because I can de-escalate these people, and then I can, you know, the joy of them finding a home was like a good feeling for me. So I'm like, oh, I like this. Like,
I know, it's fun.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely do believe in getting that on the job training or experience and just watching.
Yeah, and that's what I did, and I kind of built myself from there. And you know, you work your sphere, and, you know, I mean, it's crazy. Some of the people I've done loans for, I've done their loans, I've done their kids' loans. I mean, it does. You just keep going.
But that's because of who you are, too. Your relationship, your friendliness, your knowledge that you can provide to those families. Because if I get someone and I know that you're not knowledgeable, even as a loan officer, it's like, I won't use you again.
You want somebody who you can trust.
Yeah. That's going to keep your deal together.
Like my realtors send me their children. I've done loans for my real estate agents and my referral partners and my financial planners and people I work with. Like, they know me. They trust me. If they trust me with themselves, they trust me with their clients. They trust me with their family. And trust is key in this business.
Yeah. And your name is just going to, you know, it's a household name now that's trusted. Yeah. Just like Don. So
Yeah.
it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
So for people that get denied and they just give up, they're like, okay, it didn't work, and they don't want to follow your financial plan or get it on the right track to become a homeowner, what do you say to those people? How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, you know, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You got to put a little trust and faith somewhere. I lead with my heart, you know, and give me a chance, give me a shot. Let's put a plan together for you, and let's get you going in the right direction, you know. Let's do something that's feasible and realistic. Let's have realistic expectations. You know, let's have realistic expectations on budget. Let's, you know, I've had people call me up and say, "Hey, I'm interested in this $1 million house." Okay, well, first of all, when I talk to a client, I want them to tell me about themselves. I don't need to sit and talk about myself and my accolades.
Yeah.
If you want to learn about me, Google me.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want me to share with you my production and my rankings and where I am, then I will. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to listen. Okay, listening is number one. I want to know about you. I want to know about your family, and I want to know about your goals. And that's where I can take you, and I can help you reach them and achieve them in a calm way with realistic expectations.
Yeah.
And most of the time, my clients will listen to me, and they get what they want, you know?
It's the realistic part for me.
Yeah.
Because you will give somebody pre-approval for $325, and they're sending me houses for $500,000. And it's like, how do you deal with those people? Because on our end, it's like, okay, it's easy for us to say, you know, your pre-approval is $325.
You know how I deal with people
and
like
then
that?
they call you and be like, well, I wanted a house that costs $500,000.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
I have this really great little app. It's got a mortgage calculator in it. You pop a payment in. Okay, you want this $500,000 house, but are you prepared to pay $5,000 a month for this thing?
Right.
Oh, no.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
hello. You know, I can afford $2,800 or $3,200 a month, and that's where my budget is. Okay, I'm back to reality now.
Right, let's stay in your price range.
It's okay to dream, right? And
Yeah.
what you have to realize is, like, when you're buying your first and second home, that's not usually your forever home, you know? And as long as you tell people that and say, hey, let's get you into this for now, right? Let's live here for 5 to 7 years, build the equity in it, because values are going up, and I don't foresee values tanking anytime soon. I really, truly don't. You know, this is not, what we're going through right now is not what we saw at 7, 8, 9, 10. This is different, okay?
Yeah.
I don't feel like maybe values will stabilize a little bit, but I don't see them tanking like they had in those years. But build that equity, and then take your 20% and then buy your upgraded home, you know?
It's a process.
Yeah, it is. So, you know, you have to understand this is not your forever home. This is a stepping stone home, you know, but you need somewhere to live because the cost of rent is crazy. And why should you pay somebody else's mortgage? And then on top of that, you have to realize you get to write off your mortgage interest. You get to write off your property taxes. And if you're a W-2'd employee, your mortgage interest and property taxes are your biggest tax shelter.
Yeah.
Like, that's your number one write-off because you don't have any. You don't get to write anything off. You're not self-employed. You're W-2'd. And most people are W-2'd in the workforce. So it's really important to have homeownership and have those benefits and be able to write off your mortgage interest and property taxes and pay off your own mortgage instead of somebody else's.
Yeah.
And be able to take those deductions. And on top of it, you don't even have to take that stepping stone home and sell it. You can take it and rent it. And let the renter's income pay off your mortgage, and then
It'll
go
be an
to
investment
your next
property.
home. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. It's great advice.
I think it's great.
Yeah, we advise a lot of our clients to do so as well. So for you, you are a successful loan originator. What is the definition of success for you, for Nicole?
Changing people's lives, making people happy,
Period.
seeing them smile, keeping those relationships close and dear to my heart. Like, I have seen people transform in front of me. I was talking to one of my past clients who's also a real estate agent. And she's like, do you remember where our credit was when we first bought our first house and da-da-da-da-da, and like how much we've grown, and like, look at the difference. And I'm like, I know, and I'm so proud of you, and you listen to everything I said, and I just, like, I get so happy for them, and I love seeing people flourish, and I love seeing people grow, and they're growing their families, and just so many beautiful things, and just knowing that I've been able to affect people's lives in that way means the world to me. Like it's not about my paycheck. Although I do like really nice shoes, I'm not going to lie. It is, to me, it's not about my paycheck. It's about helping people. It's about watching them grow. I get so happy and excited for people. I love seeing people do well. I love seeing people grow and moving on to the next part of their lives and watching their kids grow up. And I stay in touch with my clients, and we, still communicate on social media, and I have like past client events and things like that, and we stay in touch, and I just love it. I love it. That's, to me, that's what it's about, helping people and seeing people happy. I love making people happy.
Me too. It's a good feeling. And it's a good reputation to have because people feel like you care about them.
Yeah.
And you're not just,
absolutely.
It's not a robot that they're dealing with.
Exactly.
So what is to come for Nicole and your team? Do you guys have any trainings coming up, any classes? I see you started a book club, which is cool.
Yeah, so we have a wonderful client appreciation event coming up this month. We're so excited. We are going to see the second part of Wicked the day before it comes out, girlfriend.
Nice.
Hello.
VIP.
We are.
See what happens when you use Nicole as your loan officer. You get to go great places.
Yes.
And you throw a nice event.
Yes, we do. So we're doing that. We actually have an amazing accountability group going on in my office right now where we meet monthly, and we're working it together, and I've got a beautiful group of people. But also we're going to be doing some AI training and some Google training that Sammy, my little superstar, will be running, and we've got some classes coming up for new agents in the industry. And even like for me, I would say I'm successful because I take the old and I take the new and I put them together, and I do a little bit of this, a little tweaking of that, and I still use my old school rules, and it's a little bit of everything. So even older, agents that have been in the industry for a while would benefit from these classes and stuff like that. But we've got so much going on.
You do.
Yeah.
So what are your social media handles to close out? Where can they find you? What's your website?
Okay, so you can just Google me. I mean, I'm all over the place. Google Nicole Lambros preferred rate. You can apply online right on the site. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Just look up Nicole Lambros. You'll find me all over there. I'm on everything. I'm on YouTube. I'm all over.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, and Sam and I have the funniest videos.
Oh my, yeah, I know
We're
Instagram
silly.
has the funniest videos.
We did a remake of The Eagle Man.
Oh, I saw that.
If you're from Chicago, as you can tell, I am as well with my accent. Our Eagle Man video is so funny.
That commercial used to crack me up.
I've got something for you. Okay, but here's the deal. I need you to tell me who is in the Eagle Man costume. You have to try to figure out who's actually in that one. Yeah. But Sam and I are always doing something funny, but we're also educating people, too, at the same time. Like, we want to educate you.
And it's
but we want to be a little funny because we're silly. We're two silly little blonde chicks that are funny and, Yeah. And we're all over. I'm everywhere. Like on every social media platform you can find me. Just look me up. It's so funny. Back in the days, like when I first got on social media, I looked up like all the Nicole Lambroses, and I Facebook friended them. There's not a lot of them, okay?
Well, that's good for you because
we're
there's
all
a
friends.
million Lauren Williams, and
There's
people
not-
try to look me up, and they like. If I can't find, I'm not easy to find.
Or just call me on my cell phone, 708-935-2252. I mean, just call me.
And I'm going to put all your contact information in the description for this video on YouTube.
Yay.
But Nicole, thank you for sitting down with me and educating my viewers on what a loan originator is.
Yeah, we help you. We get you through one of like the big top 5s in life. Like we get you there. And we educate you and we teach you and we communicate with you so you know what's going on at all times, you know.
And one last piece of advice we want to give new home buyers, right? Once you are pre-approved, don't go buy a new car.
Oh, please. And don't quit your job.
And don't
spend your down payment money. Or don't buy a boat. Please.
Because the worst thing is pulling up to closing and they got a brand new Benz outside. Like, how did you afford that?
Don't buy your furniture. Just
Don't
put it
buy
on
nothing.
hold. Buy it afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you sitting down with Lauren
You're
the Solution
welcome.
Live. I love
Always
working with you.
wonderful. Same.
And I'm happy to see what's to come in the future for our clients and for you as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, guys, this was episode 5 of Lauren the Solution Live. I thank you guys for tuning in. Remember that all of the information to locate Nicole will be in the description box below. So, this is Lauren the Solution episode 5, and we're out.